Okay, this is the Sam Auxier Jr. Show coming to you live from Frederick, Maryland. We called it last week, called it Fredneck, Maryland. A few of the natives didn't understand. Can't imagine why. But anyway, we have a great guest here tonight. We have a guy who bleeds Ford blue, and he's the co host of the number one ranked Mustang owners podcast. So that happens every week. You guys do it
every week. An episode gets posted. We pre-record them, and we try to pre-record 2 a week. So in case we have to take a week off for some reason, that we're still getting one posted every single week. So yes, one gets posted every single week of our content. And I think we got 6 more already in the tank, ready to go, and we just did 2 last night.
And how do they find you?
For our guests you're talking about, or just for our fans?
Just for you and
okay,
and you and John, I assume.
Yep. Yeah. For the fans, if you want to watch us, we are on YouTube, we are on Apple Music, and we are also on Spotify. Just type in Mustang Owners Podcast, and you will find all the episodes. We just switched over to YouTube maybe 2 or 3 months ago. I think maybe in May, I think we switched over to YouTube, but they're still on all the platforms.
Great. All right. Well, good. And we're on YouTube, probably primarily. We're on Facebook too, and so we pick up a lot of people off of Facebook. But anyway, let me hook on here. If somebody wants to make a comment or whatever, let me see what I got here. Somewhere here.
So this is actually truly live then, huh, Sam?
Yeah, we're truly live.
That's
live.
Awesome.
We're trying to be. I'm trying to get. I don't see it coming up. Well, here it is, right here.
Yeah, I wish I could. I would have posted that to the live site to my viewer pages as well.
Right. Okay, hold on a second. All right. Let me see if I can get us live. There we go. All right. If people got something to say, they can come there.
Awesome.
All right. So anyway, you guys been doing this how long on the podcast deal?
A little over 3 years. We're coming up on 200 episodes. It was started by Steve Hall, the founder of the Mustang Owners Museum down in Charlotte. And sadly, he passed away, and me and John have taken it over and just went to insane heights. And we're very fortunate to the guests that we get. So me and John have been in the industry for 20 years for me and like 30 plus years for John. And we've made a lot of connections over all those years, and it's very nice now to just be able to pick up a phone and, hey, Aaron Shelby, you want to be on the podcast tonight? You know what I mean? And we can get some great guests like that on that most people can't even get, just because they're close friends and acquaintances of ours.
Right. Exactly. Well, that's good. That's what it takes, the growth, and people coming on there every week trying to find you, so
we've had some big names on there too, Sam. Our biggest name that took us to number 1 was John Coletti. So
is that right?
Yeah. So if you're in the Ford world or the Mustang world, you should know who John Coletti is.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Now, you're also president of Mustang Owners Club of Southeastern Michigan, right?
Yeah, I got so much stuff here on the plate. So I'm the president of MOCSEM, which is the Mustang Owners Club of Southeastern Michigan, 20 years running. I'm also the president of Auxier, which is the Bronco Owners Club of Southeastern Michigan. That's been going for about 4 years. And then I'm also the president now of the International Council of Mustang Clubs, which is global. So I just started that about 2 years ago.
Great. All right. Y'all are rocking and rolling there.
Yeah, we got just so much spare time,
Yeah, exactly. You're just killing it, I want to hear it. Now, you work at the performance manager at, how do you pronounce that Ford deal?
Gorno Ford. I'm the performance manager there, and we are the number 1 performance Ford dealer in the state of Michigan.
Wow. Now, do y'all have the Dark Horse in stock?
Yep, I got the dark horses and every other thing you could think of performance, and whether you're talking the Roushes, the Shelbys, the Celines, the RTRs,
Is that right?
the Steedas, anything you can think of, we carry. So we are full-fledged performance dealer.
Well, you're lucky to have a owner that sees that,
Well,
because
that's the reason I'm there, actually. So Gorno used to be the top performance dealer in the mid 90s in Michigan. Kind of got away from it for a little bit. And when the opportunity and we cross paths again, he said, we're looking for a performance manager. And, your name came up and here we are. The rest is
there you
history,
are.
as they say it. And we're back to number one.
That's fantastic. Uh, now, how are sales for the dark horse? Is it
Pretty
how much?
good. They don't stick around too long. If it's there more than 45 days, that's usually a shocker for a dark horse.
Right.
GT is about the same thing. The Mustangs turn pretty quick. And
Yeah.
now when we're doing the superchargers on the F-150s, same kind of thing. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we're really, really turning them. And like I said, we also have the Roushes in stock, the Shelbys in stock,
Right.
all the different cool stuff in stock. And we're doing a lot of one-offs too, where someone bought an F-150 or they just bought a Mustang GT, but they want a supercharger on it,
Yeah.
things like that. So I think we've done 9 superchargers in the last 6 weeks.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What do people just call? How many people do you have local? Do you have a lot of people from out of state that call
Yes.
you up and say, "Hey, I'm looking for that"? Because I can imagine that most of the Ford dealers, or not most, maybe, but a lot of them don't stock that vehicle.
That is
So
correct. And,
yeah,
back to my networking and going to the shows around the country with John, like the Carlisles and, all the other
right,
out of town events that we attend, we meet a ton of people and they want a certain car and they know that I do it and I can deliver it to them right to their driveway. They don't need to come to Michigan to get it. And it's been very, very easy, very successful. And I probably do more out of state deals than the rest of the dealership combined
I
because of all the connections and relationships that I built out of state. And I have a doctor, she's out of New Jersey. I think she's bought 3 or 4 Mustangs from me, an Expedition, her daily drivers.
yeah,
So, and I got another guy that I met at Carlisle, and flew from Iowa just to buy an Explorer XLT from me. Nothing, you could get that at any Ford dealer you go to. And he
right.
came, he just wanted to do the experience with me and just bought a, Explorer XLT. So it was really kind of cool.
Well, that's what it takes. That connection. People
Yeah.
want to feel like they're comfortable with a salesperson, and I
And that they
think
can trust them. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
exactly, because there's so many of them you can't,
Yeah,
but
exactly. That happened literally today. A customer came in and he's in part of the Mustang Club, but he said his son lives in Washington and got quoted these prices on this certain vehicle. He just came in before I left tonight, and so I ran the numbers. My numbers were cheaper, and mine were with 0 down. His was with 4,000 down. So there's a lot of shady people out there that you
oh
got to
yeah,
go with somebody you trust.
that's right. That's especially with the people that are most of the Ford guys like that are just true blue Ford guys.
Yeah,
They're not going to buy another brand. But
right.
you used to work for Jack Roush
Yeah,
Performance.
that was I have to say that was probably my favorite job I ever had. I was with Roush Performance for 5 years.
Is
I was
that
a
right?
marketing manager there, so I ran all the events, SEMA, Barrett Jackson's, any other event that Roush attended, I was in charge of. And I got to have a lot of input on the vehicles that we were about to build, the SEMA cars that we were about to do. If anybody's ever seen me online, you probably seen the Roush 729 car in Grabber Green. I
Right.
call that my baby, and that's one of the most notable Roush builds for SEMA ever. And yeah, I was
Yeah.
proud to say that that was my brainchild.
There you
But it was
go.
really nice meeting a ton of people there. I ran the Roush Road Crew, which was an internal car club for the Roush owners,
Right.
and just got to travel the world and meet everybody, and super super fun, and made a major connection with Ford at that time, and created a brand that was called Partners in Performance, which was Ford Performance and Roush Performance together, working together, and
Right.
got the blessing from Jim Owens and Henry Ford III to make that happen. So that was a pretty big deal.
Right. Well, great. That it probably was one of the greatest experiences to go. If people have never been, and of course SEMA is locked to the industry, but it's quite a deal to go to. It's just
Oh,
amazing.
absolutely. It's, and it's very rewarding when you're doing all that, because when you see it and you see all the people's excitement and how much they're enjoying the event and knowing
Oh,
you're behind it, it puts a smile on everybody's face.
oh yeah, yeah, and they want to be a part of. It's just
Yep.
that they get involved and they love it. So uh, Jack's quite a character.
Oh,
Anyway,
he is.
Mr. Roush.
He is.
I dealt with him for 100 years before. But
Yeah, that's great.
yeah,
And the funny thing is I just delivered his son Jack Jr., who was my boss at one time too. He just bought
yeah,
an Explorer ST for me last week, and I just personally
is that
delivered it to
right?
Roush. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! Hey, I you seldom see Jack Jr. in any of the. I know he run the road race. Still do road racing. Like,
He just got out of that, a couple years ago, but yeah,
yeah,
he's starting to make his rounds now and getting a presence within the community,
right.
which I'm glad he's doing. And I've talked to him about that. And like I said, like Aaron Shelby's doing for Shelby now,
Yeah,
Carol's grandson. What a great guy. And I met him during my Roush days, and me
yeah.
and him just connected on a level that was like no other. And we're really,
Right.
really good friends.
That's great. Fantastic. Uh, Now let's see. You've had Celine performance also. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve was great to work for. Great guy. One of the best designers, in my personal opinion, in the Mustang world.
Yeah.
The Celines have always looked great. And the new one, the way he did the interior on that new Celine Mustang, it looks like it should have came that way from the factory, and it's better than any of the other ones that I've seen currently right now on the
Nice.
interior.
Hmm. Now, what do you have coming up? What do you got in the future here?
We have the biggest event that I work on all year round. It's the 50th anniversary for my club that I run, the Mustang Owners Club of Southeastern Michigan, and we're doing the 50th show. It's at Ford World headquarters on Sunday, August 17th, which is the day after the Woodward Dream Cruise here in Detroit.
Right.
And we have a whole week of events. We're at the track on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Uh,
Thursday, we're doing a homecoming event. Friday, we're doing tours. Saturday is Mustang Alley and the Woodward Dream Cruise. And then Sunday's the grand finale with the Mustang Memories All Ford show in the back of World headquarters, which, we're expecting this year probably between 600 and 800 cars.
wow. That's
Yep.
that's incredible. To get that many.
Yeah, for a 1 day quick show. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always a
Right.
lot. We topped over 1,000 3 times, which is unheard of for, like I said, a 1 day show. It's incredible.
Do you get much off of Carlisle?
Yes, we do. And the funny story about Carlisle. I used to, and John used to help me too, and whoever else was with me. We have postcards, as our promo for our show. We
Right.
literally used to walk the grounds at Carlisle and put them into every car. And if you know Carlisle, Sam, right, it's
That's
3,000, 3,500 cars. You can't
that's a
even
lot
get
of
to them
walking.
all. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way. So I
Yeah.
reached out to Ken at Carlisle and listen,
Yeah.
can I just send you a box of my postcards? Can you put them in your goodie bags? And he said,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's worked out great for us since then.
Great. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And how far out do you go for? Well, I know SEMA, but for a 1 day show or a 2 day show, how far from your dealership? I'll
So,
say.
so I go to usually about 12 events a year, and I try to help and piggyback so I can help John work the events too, because he's
Right.
usually always short staffed. And
Yeah.
we try to go where we can network the most, get the biggest footprint, meet the most people, share the most love for Ford that we can, and try to see special things. If it's a special event that's happening, or there's going to be a special vehicle or a special celebrity or something, if you
Right.
will, that's going to be a big deal within the Mustang community. We're trying there to capture it so we can actually relay it to the rest of the Mustang community.
Well, that's great. That's a great thing to be involved with.
Yeah, it
Great.
is fun. And John, and I'm sure everybody here listening knows John Clore. He's my partner in crime now for the last 20 years. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good guy, really
yeah.
is. I give him a hard time, but
Oh, yeah, I do too.
gives me one
But
right back.
we finish each other's sentences, that's for sure.
That's right. Let me see if I got anything here in the side here. Let me see. I don't see. I hope I got it connected right here. We'll see. Yeah, I'm there. So all right. Just checking. Has anybody got anything going there? Um, So, what part of Michigan are you guys located in? Is that
I was
near?
born and raised in the Dearborn area. That's, hence
Yeah,
why I'm a Ford guy. I'm literally in the backyard where Ford World
yeah.
headquarters was. I'm currently down a little south now. I'm in Brownstown, and John's in St. Clair Shores, the Harper Woods area.
Yeah, right. He's in the high class district. I know.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I was born and raised in Dearborn. Funny story about that. If you've ever, I don't know if you've ever seen World Headquarters in person, but
No,
the windows always look like they're green. And they looked more so like that back in the 70s and early 80s. And every time I used to drive by there with my dad, I'm like, Dad, why are those windows green?
right.
And he said, those are bags of money, son. You want to work there one day. So, and that was always my dream, was to work for Ford. And I got the
Yeah,
opportunity. I was asked to join Team Mustang after leaving a 21-year federal government career. I
oh,
joined Team Mustang and was on the launch team for the S550, which was the 2015 Mustang and the
yeah.
2015 GT350. So it was a great opportunity to get my foot in, and that's how I got my foot in the door with Ford. I already had at that time like almost a 10-year relationship working with Ford through the car club, and they thought it was a good fit for me to to come and join the launch team, and did that, and it was a great success. It's rated as the highest rated domestic launch in automotive history.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
He
great team. And I talked to literally almost everybody that was on that team still to this day.
is that right?
Yes, it was a great thing, and we were part of history. And in the 550s, that's what you see the most of at any Mustang show these days.
Yeah. But you didn't have anything to do with that turtle car, did you?
No, it did not.
Thing that looks like a turtle.
No. But the GT350 was definitely, man, just that was a wow factor, especially before
Right.
it was released. The meetings on that and the stuff we were trying to do to it and the things we did actually make happen for the car is absolutely incredible. It's the greatest car from dealership right to the track without doing anything to it.
Wow, yeah, I love them. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, uh, they need to get their NASCAR deal under control here.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Good God, running last, or might as well be
yeah.
last.
I got
Jeez.
spoiled when I was with Roush for the NASCAR team there for Roush Fenway. That
Oh
was
yeah,
great. I got to experience that a few times as well.
yeah. That's yeah. He certainly at the time he had the four of them cars at one time. It was like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Believe it or not, he's still the winningest owner in NASCAR. I know Penske's right behind him
Yeah,
now, but Jack's still number one.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it one bit.
Yeah.
He's a character, no doubt
And you
about
know
it.
what? He's sharp as a tack.
Oh
He's
yeah,
old, he's very quiet,
yeah.
but he knows everything that's going on. And boy, he's smart. I can tell you that.
Tighter than bark on a tree, but
Exactly.
that's him. But
Yeah.
he's a good guy. I know.
So you got to hang out with him a little bit?
Yeah, we used to in drag racing. He used to
Yeah.
do drag racing car. I mean, we
Yeah.
would. I got a great picture somewhere. Me and him.
Was that during
He
the Gap and
he
Roush
didn't
days?
drive Cap and Roush. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Wayne Cap. Yeah,
Yep.
And Wayne, is a good guy too.
Oh yeah, he's got one of the cars in the museum now from them
Yeah,
from back then. Yeah.
that's what I heard.
I think it's a 69, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me think. Well, the one he had was they call it a Tijuana taxi, which was a
Yep.
Ford Maverick,
Yep.
And
Yep.
that was, of course, we had a Maverick too. But beyond that, the picture I have is my Pro Stock Pinto with running against the Tijuana taxi.
That's awesome.
Fabulous picture, but anyway,
He also had sudden death, which was that Mustang too. It was a big street racer car here in Detroit.
I was going to say I don't recall that. Probably good reason.
Yeah, I don't remember if it went to the track a lot or not, but it was definitely a street racer on Woodward and
Right.
basically owned Woodward in the late 70s. Yeah.
Oh Lord, there's so many.
Yeah, he found that car and brought it back and restored it to perfect shape, which is now it's also in the museum.
Yeah, that's I got to make a trip up there one day and look at it,
Yeah, you definitely need to. We'll get you a personal tour for sure, Sam. I'll come and give you the tour. I used to give the tours of the museum when I worked at Roush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I seen a video the other day that I forget who did it. I don't know if it's
Evan
Staples.
Smith, maybe he just did one recently.
Who was it?
Evan Smith.
No, what?
No, he just did one recently of
Yeah,
their. I think it was during Woodward or something last year.
yeah, yeah. Well, videos now are everywhere.
Oh yeah, one of my
Everybody.
favorite car in that whole museum is he has a '69 Boss 429 maroon, and
Yeah,
he bought it. I want to say $1,200 or $1,400 or something back in like 1975.
yeah,
That KK number, which was the NASCAR number, right? And they built it
right,
on the 429s back then. They all got their own numbers. It
yeah.
was number 429.
Is that
So
right?
I mean, yeah, and it's perfectly restored, absolutely incredible. My absolute favorite car in the whole museum. And besides car number one or the last one, that's got to be the most significant one there is in history,
Well, I would
being
think
number 429. Yeah,
only Jack could wind up with it.
exactly. He found it at a corner gas station for sale with a for sale sign in it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
great
luckily,
story.
I tell you, so many of the cars they wind up with people that don't have the money to do it. I've
Yep,
got a number of my cars that have wound up with people who don't have the money to restore the car.
right.
The only one that I had was the '69 Mustang that got restored with unlimited budget.
Yeah.
Uh, Bob Lindstrad gave me a blank check. He gave it to me and said, blank check. And he said, do whatever it's got to be done to make it
Oh
original.
wow, that's awesome.
How many times do you get that? Not
Yeah,
often.
yeah. That's once in a lifetime right there.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody else, the 4 or 5 that are still out there, but they don't have the means to do it. And
Yeah.
they think they do, but when they get into it, it's like, no, I don't have the money, So
Yeah, and the money today pricing to do that compared to the '70s or
oh
whatever
yeah,
is
yeah,
astronomical difference.
yeah. I did the 65 Mercury Comet. I rebuilt
Okay.
the engine for it. The car was out in Colorado being done, but
Okay.
I did the high rise engine for it and like the original, and that was a lot of money. I mean,
Oh yeah.
the guy that owns it was a oil well guy in Texas, and I told him, I said, this stuff. We started out didn't have a nut bolt or nothing. I mean, there wouldn't. We had to get every piece. We had to go to Ohio. I found a block in Ohio that was. I found a new block in Ohio that was worse than the used block the guy had. So I said, "Let me have the used block. I'll work with that
Oh
thing."
wow.
Yeah, it was quite a deal. And but let me plug some here for Charlie Morris. You know who Charlie Morris is.
Absolutely.
Let me see if I can put this in the old frame here. This is Charlie Morris's new book out, Mercury Drag Racing. And he goes back and some really good articles. And the best article is 2 pages of me. So anyway,
That's awesome.
yeah. So Charlie, if you want the book, go to Amazon, find it right on Amazon. You can order it there. But it's really just a book of wealth of knowledge in there. And Charlie says this is his last book. I don't believe
Okay.
it, but he said that before.
Yeah,
Twice,
yeah, you've heard that
before he said
before?
that, right. We're not going to do this again. Yeah, well, yeah, probably will.
And you know what, Sam? You were the first person you were my first podcast that I was ever on in my lifetime.
Is
And that
that
was
right?
at Carlisle. It had to have been 2013, maybe.
Well,
I was the national director of SVTOA at the
yeah,
time. And we did it live in Carlisle in one of the buildings. And that was the first podcast I was ever on in my life.
yeah. Back then, nobody even knew what the hell a podcast was.
Exactly. Yeah, that was 12 years ago. So, yeah.
What's a podcast,
Yeah.
But hey,
Yeah, John told me about it because he had already been on, and then
yeah,
he's like, "You
yeah.
should do this for Carlisle," and then it all worked out good, and it was fun. And I still got the picture of me being on it with you back from
Is,
2013.
is that right? Well, that's
Yeah,
fantastic. That's great.
yeah,
I'm glad people keep up with it.
yeah,
Sentimental attachment to it or whatever. So
yeah. Well, you're a legend. So,
Like,
it's cool to be able to talk to somebody and be in the company of someone like you.
well, appreciate that. So we keep trying, and we keep. We're going to do show. We did this show is the last live show we're going to do. We're going to probably do them midday, and
Okay.
then broadcast them like you guys do.
Yep.
7 at night or 8 at night. It doesn't really matter at that point. But
you do them once a week?
Once a week, yeah. Well, I try and do it once a week. I had some things that were going on. I couldn't really do it very well in the last 6 months, but
oh yeah, life happens. We know that.
yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, I hope to keep going. I need to. I did have a following of people that I say a following people I would call all the time.
Right.
What's funny thing is, and you'll know this part of it. Let me get it here. I'm going through my paperwork tonight.
Okay.
And I run across this. How in the world I found this paper? One is Jim Amos. This is one day, one night. Okay, Jim Amos, who does the old videos, puts them all together and
put
them out there. The other one, same night, was Don Garlitz.
Oh wow!
The next one was Donnie Allison.
Oh my God!
And the other was David Pearson.
Wow! It's all one night.
What the hell was wrong with me?
That's crazy.
It was just my scratch notes. On here. It's just
yeah. That is so awesome.
It was
that stuff you can't replace. I mean, that is, that's once again once in a lifetime.
That's right. What can you do? God.
Yeah.
All right. What's next in your agenda this coming weeks? What are you?
Like I said, we're really it's hammer time now for our Woodward Week in Mustang Memory. So getting everything planned. We're getting our goodie bags packed. Finalizing the registration, sending out the info for people to get their credentials in for the show, setting up some good Mustang heroes to be there, setting up some one-off, very special, unique cars to be there that some people haven't seen. We're just trying to make it as special as possible. We try to deem our show. This is the one show you never want to miss because you'll have Edsel Ford walking around or Bill Ford walking around or John Coletti walking around, Jim Farley's walking around. You don't get that at any possible show, but we're literally in the backyard of Ford Motor Company. So it's just an honor to have our show there with the glass house as the backdrop. What better venue for a Ford show there in the entire world? Right. That's it.
Yeah, I had, let's see, Ford the Third signed the dashboard on the Mustang, the 69 Mustang.
So great story about him. When he was getting married, they wanted a red 65 convertible for the wedding. So that's how it all started with Ford reaching out to me because I ran the car club to source a car to make that happen. And we did that. And he signed the dashboard and Etzel signed it and everything else. But since then, Ford has relied on me for anything they're doing, if it's commercials or photo shoots or advertising promos for upcoming cars. Any other cars they need, they'll call me and I source the cars for them out of the car club and get the car club members exposure, and Ford gets it at zero cost because they, the relationship they have with me.
That's quite an honor,
Yeah, it's definitely is. And it's very special for our members because, their car goes into print that will be in print forever that was associated with Ford.
Right.
Like when the Mach 1s came out, I had 2 69s. They wanted to flank the new Mach 1. So I got 2 69s for that. When the Shelby was coming back, we got one of our old Shelbys there to be in that one. For the 7th generation now, for the 650 that just came out in 2024, they wanted all the other generation cars behind it in the flying V pattern. And we did that with all of our cars. So I got them one from each generation, all from our club. So super, really cool. Yeah.
How many members you got in the club?
Active, we're just about 750. Total cars were between 16 and 1800.
Oh my God.
Yeah, still the #1 largest regional club in the world.
Now, how often do y'all meet? You may have
Once a
started
month.
once a
So
month.
yep, we do a general meeting once a month. It's the second Tuesday of every month, and it's in Dearborn, Michigan, at Gateway Classic Cars.
God, that's
And we always have great guests, Sam. So
yeah,
John, I'll give him all the credit for that. He'll, pull somebody that had something, a Jack Telnack or a John Coletti or
yeah,
somebody like that that can come and actually speak to the club where
right,
they've never got to hear them in person and that intimate with them
right.
at a meeting, and we can ask them anything and they answer, and it's just that exposure to them is just one of a kind.
Oh, I can bet. Jeez, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So people say we're spoiled, but they don't just come knocking at our door saying, "Hey, can we attend it?" We have to recruit them, but a lot of times they're more than willing to help out and to make it a special night for all the members that are there in attendance.
Yeah, it's just a matter of finding these people, and notifying them. And most people are going to jump at the opportunity.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Well, we're down to the end here.
Yeah.
We don't want to burn them to the ground here. How long do you all usually go?
We usually do the same, right about 30 minutes. Might be 25, might be 35, depending on how the conversation's going. I can tell you John Coletti was our longest, and I think he jumped over an hour. And we could have talked to John. We could still be talking to him. I mean,
Yeah, right.
his stories never end. But then, some guys we'll try to have back for a second part and talk some more and to dig into something else in their career.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, Mike, it's certainly an honor to have you on here.
A pleasure is all mine, Sam. Thanks for inviting me.
Appreciate it. And we'll meet again somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, you need to come to Detroit, and me and you can walk the Roush Museum together.
Hey, that I would love. I'd love to go into the Ford Museum also.
Yep. We can make that happen too.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I can make it all happen for you, Sam. I promise.
There you go. All right, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I thank John for all his work too. So
yeah,
I know you guys work as a team. So
absolutely
fantastic. All right. Thank you, and we'll meet down the road.
Yep. Talk to you soon.
Good night, everyone.